Have you ever been standing at an ATM, needing a specific amount of cash, only to be met with that dreaded transaction limit exceeded message? Or maybe you're planning a large purchase and wondering just how much you can actually pull out of your Patriot Bank account at once. You're not alone. The question of maximum withdrawal limits is a common one, and frankly, it can be a bit of a maze. See, banking isn't just about storing your money, it's about accessing it when you need it. But those access points, whether it's an ATM, a teller, or even an online transfer, come with rules and limits. And when it comes to Patriot Bank, understanding those limits is crucial for managing your finances effectively. Now, before we jump into the specifics, let's take a step back and understand why these limits exist in the first place. Banks, like Patriot Bank, implement withdrawal limits for a variety of reasons, primarily centered around security and regulatory compliance. First, there's the issue of fraud prevention. Imagine a scenario where someone gains unauthorized access to your account. Without daily or per transaction limits, they could potentially drain your entire balance in one go. Limits act as a safety net, restricting the amount of damage that can be done in a single transaction or within a 24-hour period. Then there's the aspect of liquidity. Banks need to ensure they have enough cash on hand to meet the demands of all their customers. If everyone were to withdraw massive sums of money simultaneously, it could create a run on the bank, potentially leading to financial instability. By setting limits, banks can manage their cash reserves more effectively. And finally, there are the regulatory requirements. Anti-money laundering, AML, and Know Your Customer, KYC, regulations mandate that banks monitor and report large transactions. These limits help banks comply with these regulations and prevent illicit financial activities. So, with that context in mind, let's get down to the brass tacks. What are the maximum withdrawal limits at Patriot Bank? It's important to understand that these limits can vary depending on several factors, including the type of account you have. Checking accounts, savings accounts, and money market accounts may have different withdrawal limits. The method of withdrawal, ATM withdrawals, teller withdrawals, and online transfers each have their own set of rules. Your relationship with the bank, long-standing customers with a strong credit history may be eligible for higher limits. The specific branch or location, some branches may have limitations based on their available cash reserves. ATM withdrawals. Let's start with the most common method of withdrawal, ATMs. Patriot Bank, like most banks, sets daily ATM withdrawal limits to protect both the bank and its customers. These limits are typically in place to prevent large, unauthorized withdrawals. Generally speaking, Patriot Bank's standard ATM withdrawal limit is often in the range of $500 to $1,000 per day. However, this can vary. Some accounts may have lower limits, while others may have higher limits, especially for premium account holders. It's also worth noting that the ATM itself may have its own limitations. Some ATMs may only dispense certain denominations of bills, or they may have a maximum number of bills they can dispense in a single transaction. Teller withdrawals. If you need to withdraw a larger amount of cash, visiting a teller is often the best option. Teller withdrawals generally have higher limits than ATM withdrawals, but they may still be subject to certain restrictions. When withdrawing a large sum of cash from a teller, you may be required to provide identification and explain the purpose of the withdrawal. Banks are required to report cash transactions exceeding a certain threshold to the authorities, so they need to maintain accurate records. For teller withdrawals, Patriot Bank might allow withdrawals of several $1,000s, depending on your account and relationship with the bank. However, it's always best to contact your local branch or customer service to confirm the specific limits. Online transfers and electronic withdrawals. In today's digital age, online transfers and electronic withdrawals are becoming increasingly popular. Patriot Bank offers a variety of online and mobile banking services that allow you to transfer funds between accounts, pay bills, and make other electronic withdrawals. While online transfers offer convenience, they also come with their own set of limits. These limits are typically in place to prevent fraud and ensure the security of your account. The daily and per transaction limits for online transfers can vary depending on your account type and the service you are using. For example, ACH transfers may have different limits than wire transfers. Wire transfers, in particular, are often used for larger transactions. While they offer a high level of security, they can also be subject to stricter regulations and higher fees. Factors affecting limits. As mentioned earlier, several factors can affect your withdrawal limits at Patriot Bank. These include account history. Customers with a long and positive account history may be eligible for higher limits. Account balance. Customers with higher account balances may also be eligible for higher limits. Account type. Different account types have different limits. Relationship with the bank. Customers who have a strong relationship with the bank, such as those who have multiple accounts or loans, may be eligible for higher limits. Verification. Banks may require additional verification for large withdrawals, such as providing identification or explaining the purpose of the withdrawal. How to increase your withdrawal limits. If you need to withdraw larger amounts of cash regularly, there are a few things you can do to potentially increase your limits. Contact your bank. The best way to find out your specific withdrawal limits and how to increase them is to contact your local branch or customer service. Build a strong relationship with your bank. Maintaining a positive account history and building a strong relationship with your bank can help you qualify for higher limits. Consider a premium account. Some premium accounts offer higher withdrawal limits and other benefits. Use wire transfers. Wire transfers are often used for larger transactions and may have higher limits than other methods. Plan ahead. If you know you need to withdraw a large sum of cash, contact your bank in advance to make arrangements. Key takeaways. Patriot Bank, like all banks, sets withdrawal limits for security and regulatory reasons. ATM withdrawal limits are typically lower than teller withdrawal limits. Online transfer and electronic withdrawal limits vary depending on the service and account type. Several factors can affect your withdrawal limits, including your account history, balance, and relationship with the bank. Contacting your bank is the best way to find out your specific withdrawal limits and how to increase them. Understanding your withdrawal limits is an essential part of managing your finances effectively. By knowing the rules and restrictions, you can avoid unexpected surprises and ensure you have access to your money when you need it. Remember, it's always best to contact Patriot Bank directly for the most accurate and up-to-date information regarding your specific account and withdrawal limits. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.